Hello everybody, I'm Ultimate Shadow Fan 1, and this is going to be a video about information related to the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series that's going to be coming out. I'm probably... there's a lot of other people who've already done this news earlier than I have. I've just been very busy, so I haven't been able to get around to it. But I'm sure there's some people who'd love to hear this stuff from me. So, I've got a few articles here, and they're gonna be from, the organization. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Website with a lot of good information. And then also, I'm gonna have a picture from, this person's Facebook page. I believe they're called JF Yugi and Jinochi. Very good. You should check them out and, like them. So yeah, let's just go right through this stuff. So, the first article talks about we hadn't known the title of this series, and now we do. Presenting Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. I believe that's how you say it, but I can't be 100% sure. I know it's kind of like a VR, it's kind of got like VR, and it's like trains or brains or something, but until I hear like some characters or some of the creators of the series saying it, I won't know for sure. So let's see what this article has. It says, the show's title is finally announced along with Yusaki's Ace Monster. And then they say, like what I was saying, it's pronounced like trains or brains, but with a V. And then, let me show you this picture here. This is a picture from Shonen Jump Weekly. That's where these people from the organization website got their information from. So here we have, down here in the kind of bottom right-hand corner, we have what Fujiki Usaki looks like. He's the main character. And then here in more in the center, we have what he's gonna look like in, I believe it's called the VR space. So he's got this kind of suit here. I'm not a terrible fan of, like, the lights here. I don't know why. But, oh my goodness, that dual disc there, like, that's just, like, screaming, like, Kaiba Corp dual disc kind of, like, colors and whatnot, and then, like, mixed with GX dual disc design. That's just, like, beautiful nostalgia for me there. Yusaki's hair actually looks a little different, and the colors too. His pink, the pink for his hair is a little brighter pink, and then you have the yellow here, which was his blue, and then the navy blue was like his red. I'm like seeing like a Yugi Moto color vibe. Like if you mix pink with red, you get magenta, which is for the edges of Yugi spikes, and then this yellow reminds me of his golden banks. Yugi nostalgia. I'm like I'm like a really huge Yugi Moto fan, so yeah. But also one of the things I like about this is you see that the cards, they're not virtual reality. They're real, which is kind of interesting because they're supposed to be dueling in this VR space, and I'm just happy though. That makes me happy. And then you have this hoverboard he's on. We can kind of see it. A little bit of the text is obscuring part of it. And then we have this monster of his, which is called the Code Talker. This is gonna be his ace monster. I got a like elemental hero Sparkman, which is a dual monster that Jade and Yuki from the GX series uses. But a friend of mine's like, I see Buster Blader, and I could understand what they meant by that. And then we have this creature over here off to the side. And I literally, he makes me think, this creature makes me think of a Heartless from Kingdom Hearts. I don't know, it just gives me that kind of vibe. So, that's what we got there. But there was somebody who conveniently translated all of this Japanese text here. So, I'm just gonna read it all. It says, the truth about the new series is finally revealed with new visuals. Look at the main character Yusaki's transformed form with his ace monster, Decode Talker. The new series features Yusaki engaging in virtual reality duels in cyberspace, constructed with the latest technology. A mysterious creature following Yusaki? Is it a monster? Or perhaps? Find out more about this later. The main character Fujiki Yusaki usually just a high school student, but when he duels in the VR space, he transforms and wears a cool costume, riding a board in the VR space. Yusaki's ace monster, Decode Talker. Yusaki's ace monster who wields a great sword. What could its abilities be? Cut through the wind with VR duels. On air, spring of 2017 on Tokyo TV. So yeah, this is talking about Japan's release of it. So let me go through what we got here. Already talked about Decode Talker. I'm almost curious about this little mysterious creature. Like, what is it, and what does it have to do with like this series? Is it a villain? Is it like an underling of a villain, or is it the villain, or is it going to be some creature that helps Yusaki and other characters that are like, you know, his friends or whatever? I'm almost curious. Then. Not much more here that I want to talk about. It kind of explains itself here. So let's go to... I'm going to go to this next article. This next article talks about the starter deck that's going to be released before the series starts. And it's kind of like... I feel like it's going to be like promoting the series. So let me pop up this image because... New anime series equals new summoning method. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains equals dun da 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 Link monsters. Yep, those are our new monsters that we get to that are going to be that's the new type of summoning method and the new type of monsters. But before I go in depth about this picture I just showed you, I'm not going to... Each of the monsters I'm going to show you that they introduced to us for this starter deck, I'm not going to go in depth about like all their attacks and abilities and all that junk. Then there's going to be a link in the description to each of these articles, and you can read them more in depth yourself. Let's see. So we're going to go through. So the first one is Decode Talker. Yusaki's ace monster, and then here's a picture right here of showing 3 of the monsters from the starter deck, and this starter deck is based on Yusaki. Really nice. And then it looks like it says it's going to be released March 25th, 2017, which looks like it's going to be before the series comes out, because the series is supposed to come out like in April in Japan. So that's kind of nice. And, okay, so let's go through these guys. We have Link Slayer. Then we have Draconet. After that, we have Link Spider. And, might I say, I hate spiders. But this little guy, I like it. It's kind of cute. And then here's another picture here, talking more about some of the different monsters you can get from the starter deck, and also a little bit about Link summoning. So very cool. We're gonna see some of those monsters like Ram Clouder, Honeybot. And the last one is Brightron, and I have to mention something about Brightron here. Oh my goodness! Like, I know it has weak attack points, like only 200 attack points, but man, it has 2,000 defense points. That's insane for it only being a 2-star monster. Wow, that's just crazy. I just think that's crazy. And the rest of the stuff about this article, I'm not gonna go through. There's other stuff if you look at the article, but I am not gonna go through it. What I am going to go through is, I'm sure some of you guys are like, Link summoning, what's that? Well, I'm going to explain Link summoning the best way I can. I'm still a novice at the card game, so just don't quote me on stuff, and there's a link in the description to a video that someone from the organization website did on link summoning some information that he got from a website. So if I didn't explain it really well, check his video out, and there's other people who have done videos and explaining about link summoning, but I will do the best I can. And you know what? How about we use Decode Talker here? He is a link monster, so I'll use him as he's my guinea pig. I'm gonna use him as my example. So here's how it goes with link summoning. First off, you're gonna be like, Ultimate Shadow, but the card is blue, like ritual summoned cards. Yeah, I get that, but it's kind of like a darker blue, almost hue, and plus, we got this kind of cool hexagonal pattern behind it. I like that. It's kind of interesting. And now you'll be like, where's the stars, or like, where's the ranks if it's an Xyz monster? Hi, guys, Link monsters don't have, like, they don't have level stars, or ranks. Yeah, that's something that he took out. There's a lot of, like, they don't have anymore. Also, you'd be like, where'd the defense points go? Yeah, I'll explain that. So, let's go with... Okay, so here you see with the artwork with the Decode Talker, you've got triangles in all of the corners, and then you've got triangles on the top, left, right, and bottom. And you see that the top... bottom left-hand corner and bottom right-hand corner ones are lit up in an orange. That has to do with how you summon this guy. And also how you take advantage of different effects from other monsters. Now, I'm sure you guys want me to explain what this Link 3 means. Like, what does that mean? It took the place of defense points. Well, while we're on the subject of defense points, let me say, guess what? These Link monsters are full-on attack monsters. I'm sorry, guys, they do not go in defense mode. If you want that to happen, don't worry. There some of the other monsters that we saw in the starter deck, like Honeybot and Ram Clouder and Brightron. Actually, I just think I said all three of them. They can go in defense mode, but this guy can't. So, what we have here is 3 Link is how you summon him. Okay? So with 3 Link, what you do is you need, if I understand it right, you need 3 effect monsters. So with 3 effect monsters, you can summon Decode Talker. Now, there's another way to summon a monster like the Decode Talker here, a Link monster. What you could do is, say you have a Link monster that is 2 Link, like that Link Spider there. What you do is you can use that monster because it has 2 Link, and then you can use 1 effect monster, and then you summon Decode Talker. See, 2 different ways to summon it. So it's really nice that they have different ways to summon it. I think it's an interesting kind of summoning method. It will be quite a challenge, because, you know, it challenges some of the rules that we knew about the card game and whatnot. But I think it'll be fun. I think some people aren't too terribly happy about this because it changes quite a few of the rules, but I think some people are excited to try this challenging new way of summoning and also integrate it with other things. So, also, one more thing to note before we go away from Decode Talker here. He doesn't have 2,500 attack points like most of the protagonist's main monsters, like Dark Magician, Elemental Hero Neos, Stardust Dragon. I believe number 39 Utopia does as well, and Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, but don't quote me on number 39 Utopia and Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. It's been a long time, it's been a while, I should say, since I looked at their attack points and whatnot. So, but that's just interesting that Decode Talker, he's going to be the ace monster of the protagonist for Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains. He only has 2,300. I find that very intriguing. That, I believe, yeah, I've gone over everything I could go over here. Alright, so that's that article. Also, this picture right here, I'm not going to go over it in depth, but this picture is from Shonen Jump Weekly, and this shows more about link summoning and how to do it. If you can read Japanese, fantastic. If not, you're like me, and you can't read it. But I just thought I'd show you this picture so you can kind of see what's going on with the new link summoning, and you can check it out. I will put a link in the description to it if you want to see this picture further. And then we have one more article. Alright, so this last article we have here talks about more information about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains series, so I'm just gonna read what we have here. But before I do that, let me show you this picture of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains logo. I really like this logo a lot, especially since you see all of this, as if the logo here, Vrains, is kind of disappearing digitally bit by bit. That's very cool, especially since they seem to have a lot of like technology kind of theme going on to this series. I very much like that. What's intriguing me the most, though, is this circle here in the background. Looks like a gate of some sort. For those of you who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I'm one of them. It reminds me of the gate where you go to challenge legendary duelists, and also that area where you click to check out your different stage missions or different missions. That I just find that really fascinating. There, it makes this logo really cool. So there's that. Okay, so let's see what it has here. It says, now that V-Jump and Weekly Jump have announced it, early news about Vrains is being revealed on official websites. So I'm pretty sure they're saying like the official Yu-Gi-Oh! Website for Japan. And it says the title of the latest TV series based on Quetsu Takahashi's Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been announced, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, which I just said. Key visuals and reference materials of the hero Fujiki Yusaki has also been revealed. Well, that's great. Before I go on to more information that I have here, let's look at this awesome picture here. Well, remember that at the beginning of the video I showed you that page from Shonen Jump Weekly magazine? Well, here it is, except now we don't have all that Japanese text all over it. I'm really liking this hoverboard thing that Yusaki's on. It's really nice. We're able to see it better, and we're able to see his costume, as they call it, better. And then this is a nice of Decode Talker. Looks really fantastic the way it is. And then you get to see that mysterious creature, as they call it, or mysterious life form. Very nice to see that. And then this background, it really makes me think they're in some kind of, like they said, VR space. So some kind of like technology kind of related background. I very much enjoy the fact that you get to see this back here. So that's kind of cool. This is really really nice picture here. Not going to say much more because I already went over this kind of when I did the V-Jump, the Shonen Jump thing. Alright, let's see what else we got here. It says, Fujiki Yosaki, a shonen who hates standing out, meets many different people through duels, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains will depict him taking a step forward. So the taking a step forward is Yusaki's, or is his kind of like go-to kind of, catchphrase, I don't want to say, or it's actually, hold on, it's more of, the show's kind of like, slogan, because kind of like you got for like you got Let's Duel for the original series, you got like get your game on, which is kind of Jaden Yuki's saying in JX, and then you got Let's Rev It Up, which is Yusei Fudo's, and then you got Go With The Flow for like Yuma Tsukumo from like Zexal, and then for Arc 5 you got Swing Into Action, which is Yuya Sakaki's for Arc 5. So this is kind of like it's one of those sayings where even though it looks hard the first time and you really want to give up, just like take a step forward and try again kind of situation. And then we also have, in addition to Yusaki, there's also character designs for how he looks like as his alias Playmaker in the VR space, as well as a mysterious life form. We're going to see this alias Playmaker in a minute. We've already seen it, but we will see him further. And then it also says here, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains will air on TV Tokyo starting spring 2017. Furthermore, it's decided a Yu-Gi-Oh! TV special will air prior to broadcast. We already knew that it was going to air in the spring. That's kind of something we already pretty much assumed. The TV special, I'm kind of curious what they're going to do for this TV special. It'll be interesting. I wonder if it's going to be like something to tie in like Dark Side Dimensions movie to Vrains, or it's going to be like a re-airing of Dark Side Dimensions for those who didn't get to see it in theaters and don't have it on DVD, because it's coming out on DVD and Blu-ray in Japan next month. I'm not sure. That'll be interesting. All right, let's see. Another piece of information, before I switch to the next picture is Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains will air in Japan starting Wednesdays in April at 6:25 Japanese Standard Time. That's not like they used to air on like Sunday, so that's not like too different. It doesn't really matter for me too much because like I'm gonna also be watching the Japanese versions of Vrains. It's not gonna matter to me too much right now because like I work on the weekend, so it's and then I hang out with my friends quite a bit on the weekend, so my weekends are pretty much gone. I don't really have time to do I have time to do littler things, but after like before work and like after I'm with my friends, but like I don't have time to like watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, so it's kind of nice to have it during the week. Anyways, next, before we go on to a bit of information, here is a picture of Fujiki Usaki. So we kind of get a nice full body drawing of him now. It's really nice to see a full body drawing of him. And then you get a headshot. We knew kind of like hit the top of him, but it's nice to see that he's got nice navy blue pants to kind of match his jacket here, and then those are very nice shoes. I think they work nice. One thing that's interesting about Usaki, if you look at the headshot, he's got a long neck. I don't know. A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Protagonists haven't had that before. I don't know why they're doing that. I'm not saying it detracts from him, but I don't know. And then, as you can see, he's actually a very tall protagonist, compared to, like, Yugi's one of the shorter ones, and then you have, Yuma Tsukumo's pretty short, too. Yuya Sakaki's kind of short, but Yusei's definitely one of the taller ones, like Usaki. Jaden's definitely, he's not as tall as Yusei, but he's pretty tall. He's definitely taller, I'd say, than Yuma and probably Yuya. So it's interesting to see that we get a taller protagonist this time around. He's very lanky looking, but I think he's still cool. I like him. Okay, there's some other information I have here about Usaki. So it says, cool-headed and extremely clever, his real skill is in his hacking and cracking abilities. As well, he's good at reading people and thinking on his feet. Well, it's interesting to say that it's a cool-headed and extremely clever, but his real skill is in his hacking and cracking abilities? Wow, wow. When I see hacking and cracking, that just, like, he's supposed to be the protagonist, yet he can be a hacker. That's just... Okay, well, I just don't know what to think. It sounds so cool, but I'm hoping he'll use it for, like, a good reason, and, like, I mean, he's the protagonist, but still, I mean, you never know. I mean, each of the protagonists, except for Yusei, except for Yusei, have kind of, like, fallen into some kind of darkness has happened to them, or something like that, so... Yeah, I'll be interested to see how he uses this hacking and cracking skills of his. It'd be very interesting to see how he uses those. And then it says, as well, he's good at reading people and things on his feet. That's really cool because I know Yuma Tsukumo didn't really have that kind of trait about him, and it would be nice to see it. Yuya Sakaki does, but because of a lot of the events that happens to him in Arc 5, which I'm not going to say what, because I could spoil it for people who haven't watched it, he sometimes doesn't think as good on his feet, but that's just how I see it, so you guys could prove me wrong. So it's nice to see Usaki's going to have that. Now, next picture. So if you were wondering what this Playmaker alias is, hi, this is what Usaki's alias called the Playmaker looks like. So it's pretty much him in that suit that we've been seeing him in. I don't know, I just now that you don't see the gold and yellow here on his suit glowing, I don't know, I just like it better. So we get a full body here, and then we get a headshot too. Real nice here. I like this a lot. It's a really interesting picture. So yeah, I mean, not much to say here because I've already talked about it. Let's see, what else? What's it say here? I have this. When Usaki enters VR space, he becomes account name Playmaker. rapidly transforming his appearance. Very interesting. It makes me kind of cool. Like he has like an account name and it's an alias. It's so cool. I like that because I'm a gamer myself. So, and not just the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, but like I'm also like a video gamer, so it's kind of cool. Like account name, Playmaker, he's got his own like alias. I like that. That's an interesting concept to me, and I really like that. Last but not least, the last picture we have here is of this mysterious life form. I'm sorry, it still makes me think of like a Heartless from Kingdom Hearts. That's all I'm going to say, and I've already talked about what I think of these creatures towards the beginning of the video, so not much more there, but yeah, I think, you know what I'll do, guys? I'll end off by showing you this really awesome picture that of Yusaki and Kotalker and the mysterious life form here in the VR space. Very fantastic. Alright, well, that's about does it. That's about all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains news that I have for you guys. I would really hope that we get a few more characters revealed before this comes out in Japan. I'd really like to see a few more characters, maybe a few more monsters. Also, I think there's a lot of people, including myself, we want to see a trailer. Like, we want to see these characters in action. Don't spoil it for us, but, like, we want to see a trailer. So, yeah, I'm super excited. This is going to be a fantastic series so far. It's looking pretty good. And yeah, that about does it. Until I have more news, this is it for now. Alright, this is Ultimate Shadow Fan 1, signing off. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And also, are you a duelist? Then please enter this duelist ID and look for Yugi Fan on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. I would love to duel you sometime.